Hello and welcome back to Boxing Social in association with Betfred. My name is Ayman. We're here in London. We've just witnessed Shields versus Marshall Undisputed Middleweight Championship press conference. With me is the one and only Adam Smith. Adam, that kind of wrote itself there, but tell me about that.
Yeah, look, it's a fantastic fight. It's a wonderful moment for everybody involved. Most importantly, the two of them, the two fighters who we've known for so many years. Savannah Marshall came to Sky as a scholar just after she froze at the Olympics that Clarissa obviously won here in London, just after winning the Worlds, when she inflicted the only defeat on her rival, and they've become bitter rivals over the years. They've charted slightly different paths, and now they meet. And I think it's not only just a great night and fight for female boxing, it's a great night for boxing generally, and with an all-female card, a wonderful time for women's sport. And September the 10th is going to be a celebration of elite women in sport, and we're very lucky that it's in our business, in boxing. I think it's a wonderful main event, a brilliant fight. Very hard to pick a winner. You've got the power puncher and Savannah Marshall knocking everyone out, in with the classy, mobile, speedy Clarissa Shields. And both are utterly confident they're going to prevail and become the undisputed middleweight champion. It's one of the great fights of recent times, and I'm absolutely delighted it's happening on September the 10th with a great chief support with Michaela Mayer, who we welcome back to Britain. She's been over commentating with us, and now she's going to fight, which is fantastic, against the excellent Elisa Baumgarten. I know Clarissa was saying Alicia lives near her and she's friends with Michaela, so it's great, and we will be adding to the card as well, and expect more announcements soon. September the 10th is going to be a night to remember.
It's evident here that everyone involved wants to make a statement. Clarissa Shields, Savannah Marshall, Sky Sports boxer, and the undercard, of course, too. How important was it that this card here wasn't put on pay-per-view? There were potential conversations about that. How important was it to get that on regular Sky? I
think we felt that the eyeballs on this particular moment in women's sport is so important. We have the WSL contract, the netball contract, the golf, the cricket, so many other fantastic sports, and you look at what Fallon Sherrick's done in the darts, for example. It's been absolutely brilliant, but we've had our bit to say in boxing over the last few years. Katie Taylor, the pioneer after the original pioneer, Jane Couch, who probably doesn't get enough credit, but Katie flew the flag for many years and inspired the likes of Tasha and Chantel and Savannah, and obviously the new generation of Caroline, who's here today, and Lauren and Karis, and everybody that's involved. The likes of everyone, Ebony Bridges out there, and the Rachel Balls, and there's too many to mention, aren't there? There's Ellie Scottney, there's so many who are just doing. It's Terry Harper, of course, fantastic job, and I think it's wonderful that the platform is there now, and we want to celebrate this on September the 10th. We want not just to get fight fans watching, boxing fans, we want sports fans and beyond, tuning in. So very, very important for us to get it on Sky Sports, and we'll be driving this massively.
You mentioned about having watched Savannah grow for a long time. It's interesting because we've seen the spite in the ring, but also the bite on the mic now. Chris Shields bringing that side out of her. What do you think of that?
Very good. Spite in the ring and bite on the mic. I think, I've known Savannah a very, very long time, and she's always had the talent, but she's been painfully shy. She had a real lack of confidence after London 2012, what happened. And for 4 years as a scholar, working with Johnny and Spencer and Hugo Simpson, a communications coach, and others, we sort of tried to reinstall her confidence, because she's always had the talent, and it wasn't easy. She'd go to a tournament in the amateurs, and sometimes she wouldn't get past the first round, then she'd go and win the Commonwealth gold. So it was just sort of weird, and there was times, I think, when she wanted to walk away, and her professional career, started in a strange way over in America, but I think as soon as she sort of got together with Mick and Peter, and I think she found some belief, and I think now, you're right, the confidence is just, it's ripping through her, and she's doing that in the ring with knocking fighters out, but also she's got real confidence in what she can do out of the ring, and that is, wind up Clarissa and play the mind games too. And Clarissa is an assured individual. What a personality and a character. But Savannah's playing a part very nicely in this. So look, it's all there, isn't it? The history, the needle, the England, America. They are, as Ben said, yin and yang. They're very, very different people, and I think they do have a real respect for each other underneath it all, and I think they both know how how tough and difficult tonight this is going to be, but they're very, very confident that they're the woman that's going to end up as the undisputed champion. And obviously Peter and Dimitri and John David and all the teams are very confident about their side, which they'd rather be on. Savannah I'm very close to her, but I absolutely look up to Clarissa as a sporting role model and a superstar, and I can't pick a winner, and I just can't wait to pick up the mic and call it. And no favourites on our side as ever. Matt and I will be calling it, and the best woman will win, and we don't know who that is, and neither do you.
We get to find that out on September 10th. In terms of the machinations of the fighters and the fighters themselves, with emotion playing very high, as we've seen in the grudge matches, this can be the type of fight in which you've seen a lot of fights in the past where the cooler head that prevails with the one that keeps their emotions in check.
Yeah, very important, John David and Peter and the whole sort of training teams and camps and the managers, the promoters, everybody that's going to be around both Clarissa and Savannah over the coming weeks. It's going to be a cauldron in there, and it is. There's a lot of emotions, and it's a case of who can calm those, implement their tactics, and fundamentally, it's going to come down to who is the finer female. And I think that Clarissa believes, despite the blip back at the World Championships, that her resume and her standing in the sport is much superior to Savannah's, and I think Savannah believes that she's never had these opportunities, that she's been ducked, avoided, and this is the chance that she's been waiting her whole life for. So expect fireworks, expect, as I think Peter said up there, it's going to get into the trenches, and let's then find out how much the two of them want it. But knowing them both personally, neither is going to want to walk away a loser in this fight. And look, if we get a classic, which I'm sure we will, maybe we can dance again. There's a story here. There could be a rematch, a trilogy, and that's fantastic. This is a business. This is obviously a huge financial opportunity as well for the two of them. So I'm delighted that they're going to get this chance. It's been made, it's been inked, it's been announced, and I'm personally very, very excited about it.
Adam, a few things away from this card. Liam Smith has signed.
Yeah.
Great signing. We've seen him on TVs before, always in good fights. Your reaction to that?
Yeah, I'm delighted. I've known the Smith brothers for many years. Liam hasn't always been with us. He's been with Frank and Eddie and had some great times. And yeah, I think he's a fantastic fighter. He's a great guy. I like him very much. I like the whole family. And he's obviously coming off that terrific win over Jesse Vargas. And there was an opportunity, and he's now a boxer and Sky fighter. And I think Liam is really excited about what remains in the next 2 or 3 years, and whether he gets a fight with another world champion and tries to become a champion. I could just see him out of the corner of my eye, actually, and I really like Liam. Beefy's with us, it's fantastic news, and maybe, of course, the Chris Eubank fight has been talked about, and that'll be great for him to see. But it's just, he's great. He's obviously a Liverpool fan, a Liverpool fighter, and I've got a lot of time for Liam Smith, and I'm delighted that he's joined us.
Richard Rakpo will be switching his attentions from Breedis holding the IBF Cruiserweight title to Jaya Pataya if things stay the same, if the rematch isn't invoked.
I've been contacted in a sort of roundabout way by their promoters already. I think they want that fight now. Yeah, look, it's another opportunity. Well done to him for that win over Breedis and get the jaw sorted. And listen, there's an opportunity for Richard. He wants a world title shot next. Will it be Makabu? Who knows? But that's up to Ben and the team to sit down with Richard and find out the best way forward for him. Lawrence Okoli is the standout, cruiserweight in this country at the moment as a world champion, and Richard's got options, but I'm sure he's going to get that world title fight before too long.
Joseph Parker, it seems like there's still interest to want to make the Joyce fight. How likely is that to happen, Adam, with the differing channels?
Yeah, I think it's a difficult fight to make now, obviously. I've got a lot of respect for Frank and for George, and obviously I've seen some of the back and forth, and I've chatted to George, and he's they're behind their man, Joe Joyce, and Joyce was fantastic last week. Well done to him. He's a great guy and a great fighter, and Joseph Parker is too. And look, maybe down the line that fight can happen. I think it'll be very difficult at the moment with the different promotional and broadcasting divide, but never say never. It's a fight that people are interested in, the two Joes, and at the moment I think that Frank and George will be looking after Joe Joyce and hopefully pushing him towards a world title, and we'll be trying to make sure Joe Parker becomes a two-time champion and goes again, because we believe in Joe Parker. That's why we've signed him. He's not only a great fighter, who'll fight anybody, by the way, but he's a great guy, and he's now with Andy Lee, obviously in the same stable as Tyson Fury. He's got his mojo back. He's such a gentleman. He's a lovely guy, and we can't wait to really get behind Joseph, because he's always been the sort of B-side or the secondary in some of the negotiations and some of he's fought AJ, he's fought Dillian, and I think that now we can get behind Joe and maybe tell his story a little bit more. And I'm really excited about some of the big fights Joe Parker will be in. And yeah, down the line, let's hope maybe for a world title they can meet.
Florian Marku, he's got the homecoming. Boxer put the promotion out for it. It lands on a Thursday. Unsure as to whether it lands on Sky Sports. What's the case there?
I'm not sure at the moment. We'll have to look at that, because obviously it's something different. His home in Albania, and we'll have to look at what we do with the fight. But Florian Marku, very much a boxer fighter, and we've had him and loved watching his story and his charisma and the whole sort of following that he's got. It's absolutely fantastic. So, of course, we wish Florian well in that, and let's see what we can do.
Final couple of questions here. Obviously, this will be asked a lot of yourself. Usyk-AJ2 broadcast still updates. Do you have anything?
Not at all. I mean, I was at the press conference last week, and it's a massive fight, and it's a huge rematch for many, many reasons. It's Anthony trying to become a 3-time heavyweight champion. It's in many ways his most important night ever. Alexander Usyk, who was so wonderful at Spurs, has the chance to cement himself as the heavyweight champion, as well as picking up all the cruiserweight belts. He's an absolute phenomenon. But of course, more importantly, he's doing it for his nation. There's no one prouder as a Ukrainian than Alexander, and alongside Vasily and the Klitschko's, our friends. They've been on the front line, and our hearts and thoughts are with the whole Ukrainian people at the moment, and Alexander has a chance to do this for them. So it's got everything, this fight, and we'll be covering it on Sky Sports News, on digital obviously, and as far as the broadcasting rights go, I understand that they're with the Saudis at Skill Challenge, and they'll make the right decision. AJ's obviously gone to DAZN, and that's disappointing for us, but I've said it before, I wish him well, and we'll always be in his corner and thankful for everything he's done for us on Sky. And it's a shame that we won't have that connection anymore, but I'll be watching the fight, and I can't wait for it. It's going to be a fantastic rematch on August the 20th, and great for heavyweight boxing.
Finally, September 10th, Shields Marshall, Maya Baumgartner. Can we expect any more announcements, and when can we expect more announcements on the undercard?
Yeah, definitely there will be more announcements. There's a few things we need to tie up. There'll be some more big fights and some big names on that card, but it will be an all-female card, which we think is a massive message to the whole of sport, to everybody, and it will be at peak time on Sky Sports, and we'll be getting all our arsenal behind it to push it to non-boxing fans and to try and shine a torch on these wonderful women who finally have the opportunity and the platform that they deserve, because there's no one better than Clarissa Shields and Savannah Marshall at middleweight. Is there? There was no one better than Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano, who dished up that classic in the Garden. We're going to go again, and we're going to go at 10 o'clock at night at the O2 on September the 10th. And I think it will be a pivotal milestone, and certainly in women's boxing, but maybe even for women's sport. I think it's absolutely fantastic, and I'm so delighted that all the parties that Ben Shalom and Boxer, who are promoting this, have collaborated with Top Rank, have collaborated with Dimitri Salita and Mark Tafford and their team, and Alicia's with Matchroom, and everyone comes together to make this a night never to forget, and I'm sure it will live up to it. I cannot wait for it. It's very proud for every one of us at Sky to be involved in this, and we'll be doing all we can to push it massively across all our platforms.
Adam, thank you so much for speaking to Boxing Social. Much appreciated, sir. Thank you so much.